Good morning, friends. Welcome to Dr. PM Times. This is Dr. Murugesan. Earlier, we saw what is truncal obesity, what causes accumulation of fat around the abdominal region. Now, in this episode, we'll see why truncal obesity is more harmful than fat distributed in other parts. As I've already emphasized, more than the quantity of fat present in the individual, it is the distribution of fat that is more harmful. So, the more the fat that is accumulated in the abdominal region, especially in men as they age, this which is called truncal obesity, which causes increase in waist circumference, which is a major indicator for metabolic syndrome or major risk factor for metabolic syndrome. This truncal obesity is harmful because the adipocytes present in the abdominal region or the abdominal adipose tissue is releasing a lot of chemicals, and it is anatomically directly linked to the site of metabolism, that is liver, via portal circulation. So, whatever chemicals that are released by the adipocytes of truncal obesity or truncal adipose tissue reaches the liver, the site of metabolism, directly. So, these chemicals can indirectly influence the metabolism that is taking place in liver, and mostly it is harmful in the sense it induces insulin resistance and thus pave the way for type 2 diabetes mellitus. Now, what are the hormones or substances secreted by the adipocytes that is present in the abdomen? The abdominal fat can be either intra-abdominal or in the subcutaneous region. So, this fat is made up of adipocytes. These adipocytes are filled with triglycerides. These triglycerides are occupy what is called the lipid droplets that is present in these adipocytes. They keep enlarging, and which causes increase in abdominal girth. They release in certain chemicals called adipokines or adipocytokines. So, they act as a gland. It's like an endocrine gland which secretes a lot of substances called adipokines. The important adipokines include a hormone called leptin, a hormone called adiponectin, then cytokines such as interleukin 6, interleukin 1, resistin, complement factor, prostaglandins, tumor necrosis factor alpha, etc. So, all these chemicals are called adipocytokines. Among these, the leptin and adiponectin are advantageous to the individual, whereas all other hormones, say interleukin 6, interleukin 1, tumor necrosis factor alpha, complement factor, all prostaglandins are all harmful. How? We will see in detail. This hormone leptin that is secreted by the adipocytes of abdomen, they are the hormones that are responsible for satiety. So, when a person takes more food, it gets accumulated as triglycerides in the abdominal region, and this excess food intake is regulated by the hormone secreted by the same abdominal fat called leptin, which acts in the center of the brain called arcuate nucleus of hypothalamus and commands that the hypothalamus gives feedback signals to the gut that you stop eating. So, this is called satiety hormone. It gives a sense of fulfillment. So, this leptin is very, very essential to the system energy homeostasis, to maintain the glucose level, to maintain the insulin action. The next hormone, adiponectin, which is also very, very beneficial. This is also secreted by adipocytes. This adiponectin is responsible for burning the fatty acid in the muscle. So, it is called the guardian angel against accumulation of fatty acid, number one. And number two, the adiponectin increases the sensitivity of insulin at the level of muscle and liver. The target organs for insulin are liver and muscle mainly. The adiponectin increases the sensitivity of insulin at these target organs, liver and muscle. So, adiponectin action is beneficial. Adiponectin enhances the action of insulin, to be precise. Adiponectin also has an anti-atherogenic effect. It prevents accumulation of fat in the intima of blood vessels and prevents atherosclerosis. Thus, you see Leptin is responsible for controlling the food intake, or it is responsible for satiety. Adiponectin is responsible for enhanced action of insulin at the level of muscle and liver. It is also responsible for burning the fatty acid, prevents accumulation of fatty acid. Whereas the other adipocytokines, interleukin 6, interleukin 1, the tumor necrosis factor alpha. So, all these adipocytokines which are released directly into the portal circulation, they reach the liver and they enhance the insulin resistance at the level of liver and muscle, and thus make the individual prone for type 2 diabetes mellitus. Also the prostaglandins, the complement factors that are released, the resistin, they can cause endothelial damage because of their action in the endothelium. The adipocytokines make the individual prone for atherosclerosis. So, the first two hormones are anti-atherogenic, but the latter four adipocytokines, tumor necrosis factor alpha, interleukin 1, interleukin 6, complement factors, prostaglandins, they are inflammatory mediators and they are atherogenic. And thus, we are worried more about truncal obesity than the percentage of fat distributed elsewhere, because of its close proximity to the liver and because they influence exactly on the site of metabolism, because of their action on the action of insulin at the level of target organs, liver and muscle, which is of the damage that caused to the endothelium. Thank you.